AI is not the way of the future for events, not in the traditional sense, not in the way it is for other industries.
We don't want to lose the talent that we have in our industry, but we should be helping them and empowering them to stay, even if it's in a different lane. There will be events where you just show up for the hugs and the kisses, for the energy exchange.
Here we are, Dahlia.
I'm laughing already.
I think we're going to do a lot of laughing today.
We should. That's what this is about.
Exactly. So welcome to Event Planner Confessions. I could not be more excited to have you. Dahlia and I go way back.
Yeah, we do.
And
this is a switch right here.
Yes. And I thought before we dive into some of the fun topics we want to talk about, let's talk about how we go way back and kind of how we got to where we are sitting here today. So I know, we met probably through PCMA, if I had to guess. We were on the board together. Yeah. And we have traveled the world together since. Yeah. We also happen to be from the same small town in Rockport, Massachusetts.
Absolutely.
So I run into Talia, like literally walking the streets with my family for dinner on a Friday night, which is so fun. So Dahlia, elaborate a little bit on sort of our story and kind of the first memories you have with us together.
So PCMA New England chapter, you were coming in as president. I was there just to help with marketing and everything. And I'm like, you need to be in front of camera. And you're like, holy shit, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And like that scared look of like, well, I mean, what am I gonna say? And then this is a switch for me.
And now here we are.
And I'm like, come on, you can do it. You can.
Yeah.
But then that was like you being the face of the brand new presidency and leadership of the chapter. And then everybody else is like, well, I need to do video at Carada, So you set that precedent. And I think it was perfect timing because we were trying to get in the younger people and all of that. The emails were getting stuck in spam, were not being read, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But, and then, yes, I remember us, when we go to events, industry events, you really just want to hang out with the people that you love to hang out with. And yeah, I remember a couple of late nights at dance clubs and stuff. So,
all around the world.
All of that.
Exactly. So I love that you brought up sort of that history because that was almost 10 years ago now that video first moment started to happen.
And you had 2 babies in the middle.
A lot has happened since. Exactly.
And a third one.
But
congratulations.
This is our new baby. Yes, Kohira. Thank you. Now tell me a little bit about Dahlia Plus and really how that has evolved because when we first started hanging out together, it really was in the infancy stages and it's blown up. So walk us through kind of who Dahlia Plus is and what your agency does and kind of what you're doing here at the show.
So Dahlia Plus is 13 years old. So it is an angry, hormonal, adolescent going through puberty.
Yeah.
I will own that part. Because honestly, if anything is not evolving or is not angry at some point and wants to, see creativity or do something in a different way within our industry, then they just need to leave. And then just that way we can pave the way forward for just new energy. So with Dahlia Plus, the origin of it was I wanted to mine the gap between event planners, event organizers, those that had visions of what to design as an event and were not really understanding how the tech can help them or did not want to put brain width within that. So it was all around the tech part. But what it really was it was therapy. Because, when organizers come in or brand new people in organizations and they want to shift the thinking, they want to shift a design, they are held against, well, we always did it this way. We don't have budget. We don't have this. There's way too many choices. Let's stick to our partners that we've known for 10 million years,
Right.
And so we're there to help them just shift to something new. Right now, our shift is we continue to not really focus on the buzzwords, and AI is one of them.
Yeah.
So I actually I'm threatening, not even daring, some of the tech companies to not even open a conversation with that because it doesn't make any it doesn't advance that conversation. And I have to be honest, the one thing that I'm seeing more of, especially this year, people are just tired. And when you're talking to someone and they're already spent, nothing you can say will change that mindset that they're coming to you. So us being here at IMEX, we're doing a beautiful thing with Tahira and the education team. We're managing the tech stage for the second year. And Laura just actually showed me how many favorites of our sessions, and it's mind-boggling.
Yes, that's awesome.
But the other part is we do have what we're calling the Upskill Tech Bar where you can come and upskill on like all your what you need to do, whether it's your branding, whether a new understanding of like prompts, or whether it is something that you can do to create and strategize better for your events.
So give us a hint for the Upskill Bar. What are the top things that people are asking for help with? And
Sure.
what are the techs that you're, providing back to them as far as resources?
Absolutely. So it's focused on a couple of things, more on the personal development, like personal branding. Then it's about technology for events. And then it's all about like strategy and experience design. And so it's almost like different labs, and they come in and they're the ones who are prompting, what can I do better? So there's no like stupid questions really.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are also shifting in their careers. They're shifting in how they want to show up. And we want to be there to support them. So we actually brought in Sherpas from the industry that are going to be having these honest conversations, but like showing them, this is what you should be doing on your social media. This is how you show up for your team. Here are some communication habits and some content creation habits that you should try out, for example. On the tech side, we prompt them, or we help them figure out what are the right questions to ask their vendors. And I know you and I have that panel discussion because honestly, we're at a point where the tech vendors especially, but any suppliers need to come in as strategists.
Correct.
So the tech bar is really a concept that we collaborated with IMEX on, because we are trying to address where first-time attendees can come and show up and meet other cool kids at the bar.
Yeah.
And also ask the right questions, because everybody needs Sherpas. Like the show has become so like big, but also there's so much going on. You want to make sure the first-time attendees get to see the cool stuff and come back.
Right.
That's a big thing.
And they're not just in appointments with their head down the whole time.
Exactly.
And they're also not just shuffling from one party to the next party when they don't even get to be at the party in the moment. They're thinking about where they're going next.
Absolutely. And then the other part is also it's for those that are taking a shift in their career. And I think that's important within our industry. We don't want to lose the talent that we have in our industry, but we should be helping them and empowering them to stay, even if it's in a different lane.
Right.
And a lot of them have been beat down, have been, told no so many times, that they just need validation that their superpowers are still needed, right?
Yeah.
And we're going through this right now within the industry, and it's troubling for many. And I know that you had asked me, well, what are you focusing on right now? Is like, with all the tech consultation that I do and all of that, it's not really about that, because it's truly about what can help from a technology side or like a resource side for those that are putting events together from cracking. And we're going through it right now. Like you're going to be here at IMEX, and if the first question you ask someone, and if it's really authentic, how are you really doing? And if they start sobbing, you know for a fact that you can't go on to sell them anything else.
We need to address the emotional part of it all first before we dive into the tech and the non-human moments, right? Because we're a human industry.
Absolutely.
And I think that's, where, a comment you made to me when we were talking a couple weeks ago about really, AI is not the way of the future for events, not in the traditional sense, not in the way it is for other industries, right? And really, what does it mean for us as people that are empowering people to connect in real time, face to face, and our jobs are super dependent on those relationships. How does that work in the tech space in the event industry? And what are you seeing, or what would be any advice that you could give somebody who's trying to understand where to approach AI or where not to, and how to build it into their programming or into their day-to-day appropriately?
That's a loaded question.
I know. I have a lot of questions. Sorry.
But when I joke about that, it's a loaded question. Here's the thing about the buzz that's happening with AI at the moment is that you literally are able to use it almost as your own weapon.
Right.
Any title that you have, any responsibilities that you have, any ideation that you want to do, any strategy. And the reason why I say that is because it's an embed at the moment. It has always been that way.
Right.
But what you need as a weapon is for you to be able to put either a system together or to take a real hard look on what are you doing manually on a daily basis.
That's wasting your time.
Exactly. So it's like even putting a task tracking list on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis.
Oh yeah.
And then you're able then to shift, because whatever you're going to be using, either new tools, new AI tools even, or AI prompts or systems, is truly new habits. That's what you're forming. Right. And I think what people don't get is they're focused on, I need to automate. Well, what are you automating? Because you just need to also take a look at what your end goal is as an individual and as a team and as a business.
Right.
And so from there, that's the human aspect of it. What the hard part is, and where people are just butting heads with, is first and foremost, the speed is going to change, because there's people that are going to be quicker than others. That means more frustrations. But what they're also butting heads with some of their people on their team, and especially leadership, because sometimes leadership doesn't understand, automation, make it quick.
Right.
It's not quick.
Right.
It has to be something that you're doing over and over and over again. That's the system part of it. But there's an education curve that a lot of people think that they are not able to be in front of. And they get frustrated with themselves. They get frustrated with their teams because they're like, we're not learning fast enough. We're not doing fast enough. And I think that's the problem it's on the surface right now.
I totally agree. I think there's just sort of a gap that's happening.
Totally.
And I think too, change is hard for people, right? And understanding, what change is important now versus what change, really is going to impact your day-to-day moving forward, and what really is, are you just changing to be a part of the buzz, or are you actually changing because you're providing an answer to a solution, providing the solution to a problem that you're dealing with.
Exactly.
So let's change gears for a minute. I want to talk about your vibe mentality and your, the vibe eventing and what that really means, and your curiosity. I saw an article that you were featured in this week, and it was a really cool nod to sort of where you've been and where you're going, and why curiosity and really feeling the event vibe is so important, especially in the day of technology. So give me a little bit of the quick kind of, what is event vibing? And, tell us about kind of the messaging you have there.
Vibe eventing is where you are really just laser focusing on the energy. When we go to events, whether it is even a team meeting or a brainstorming session or an IMEX, you are transferring energy from one person to another. It happens between attendee and attendee. The hugs and the kisses are real. That's a KPI,
yep.
Right? And according to Tahira, joy is a KPI. We have to those are signals. When you have a kick-ass speaker like Jay Schwedelson, his energy pours from the stage. People are flooded with it. Those are happy moments. So that vibe, and it's truly something that has to be part of the strategy. And when you look at it, it's where you go in and you say, oh my God, that networking reception sucked. I wish I wasn't there. The loud music, or oh my God, I was in a plenary. It was in the dark, 5,000 people. They were on their phones or looking at their inbox, and it was 90 minutes long, and it was awful, and the coffee did not help, And so it's truly something that needs to be part of what is the plan of you increasing the vibe? Because we come into an event, even on the plane, you're super excited.
Yeah.
To a point, I will call it out. There will be events where you just show up for the hugs and the kisses.
Yeah.
For the energy exchange. And I know I'm woo-woo. You know I am.
Yeah.
And I give out the crystals and I give out affirmation cards because I love to read like people's energy. If they're low, I just need to say hi.
There's just not enough time in the day, right? It's all about attention. It's all about time. And if we have to spend our time in the back of a big showroom that we don't feel like we're engaging with a speaker, we're not going to come back because our time is important.
Absolutely. And if you're just putting a program together just for the sake of a program, then you have to stop.
Exactly.
If you are putting together booths and not creating a vibe within your booth, and I'm going to call out some of these booths yet again, because if you are not creating a booth as an experience or an event on its own, where you map out the journey,
right,
where you say, how are they going to be greeted? How are they going to exit? What are you going to do? Just don't show up.
Right.
Do us a huge favor.
Right.
Like,
it's a crowded space.
Exactly. And then the other part is like, people come to show up. And you know, Wes Cow, who was the co-founder with Seth Godin on Alt MBA, I stole this from her. She knows I stole it from her. Where it's all about eyes light up. If their eyes light up, then you know the vibe is high.
Yes.
And you would be able to relate with them. They'll relate with you, no matter what you sell them. And it's not about the selling anymore. It truly is about the dialogue. We're in the empowerment business. And I just think that the vibe is a huge part of it. So
I totally agree. And I think vibe is like the number one word used by my Gen Z colleagues. So it fits in all the ways right now.
It's either that or 6'7", but I don't know what that means.
That kind of leads us into our final portion of our time together.
Yeah.
And we are Event Planner Confessions. So hit me with a confession. Tell me a crazy story you've had. You've been at thousands of events over the years, and you've led them, you've attended them, you've been in all types of roles. Give me a good moment that you feel like our audience needs to hear.
Well, other than like, the speaker getting mic'd and then going into the bathroom and the mic is still on. That actually happened at this show, which is kind of funny. But everybody had headphones on.
So they really got to hear that gurgling.
Exactly. So there's that story. And then what's another story? I've had it where I literally gotten on stage and read the room, and they're like, oh, this is not the type of session that we thought we would be in. And I'm like, oh, really? Well, let's talk about that.
Exactly. Let's totally change gears.
And so we totally changed gears, and you're prepped for something, and then it turns out to be something totally different. What else as a confessional? Just, like it's happening right now. Like the carpet is wrong and the backdrop is not there. But those are all signals for me that it's going to be a kick-ass show.
Yeah.
And it is about that. I literally want just cardboard boxes and just to hug and give everybody crystals and bracelets. That's all I do.
I love it. I love it. And I'm looking forward to hugs in the future with you. I'm excited to be on the tech stage this week. And I'm really excited to run into you again, playing over a game of pool at my family's bar down in our hometown coming up soon.
I'm trying really hard to get in the league.
Oh, we'll get you in the league.
Super hard, though.
Oh, I'll get you in the league. I know a few people.
I know. I'm sure you do.
All right. Thank you so much for being here. It was really fun. I really appreciate your time.